Welcome to Pera's Playbook. This is your host, Alex Pera. Let's open up our playbook and see who our guest is. Please enjoy. Welcome to episode 98 of Pera's Playbook. Today I'm joined by Moh Bility, but he goes by Moh Bility. I'm sure some of you have seen him on some of the best names in college football lists, but we're going to talk all about his recruiting and his career so far. So I appreciate you coming on. How's it going today?
I've been good. Everything been smooth. We just got on break. Just got like a week breaks from like Thursday till next Thursday. So woke up at 7 a.m. today. Just did like a little workout at my own. It's about everything smooth though. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah. I mean, it's peak summer right now. The weather's awesome. Really can't complain. And football's almost here. I love that. I love that like from Wednesday through Sunday, there's always games. You got those Maction games on like Wednesday night, and then obviously you got Friday night lights, and then Saturdays full of football and the NFL. And I love it.
I forgot what the
Definitely.
game. What's the game that's coming up? For that, like the NFL. It's not. It's like the precursor to like the preseason games, I believe.
Oh, the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
that should be like in like 2 weeks or like 3 weeks or so. Like that's pretty quick.
For sure.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your recruiting. You initially went to North Texas. So like what was your whole recruiting process like?
Uh, it was. I mean, it was smooth. Like recruiting, I wasn't. How do I say this? Like, I guess the recruiting process for me was. It was like it got at one point. It got pretty hectic. Like I would say, towards the end is when it got hectic. Like in the beginning, I kind of always like had in my mind like I was gonna go to Rice. I was committed to Rice originally. I don't know if you remember that. And then like on
No.
site, yeah, I was committed to Rice for like so I was committed to Rice. I think what was it, my senior year or my junior year? I can't remember, but I was committed to Rice. Believe it was my senior year from like November all the way to signing day, basically. So it was really at towards the end. It was really just between Rice and like North Texas, and yeah, I ended up going with North Texas at the time. But, that's what happened. So that's I
Yeah.
can't. That's just what happened. My coaches, my high school coaches, and everything. So like they played a role in that. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's just context. And of course, I like the staff there. Like they were all good people and everything. At the
Yeah.
staff at the yeah.
So then like when did you decide to enter the portal? Like at what time throughout the year did you say like, "Hey, I'm gonna jump in the portal"?
It was kind of after like I had conversations with my family about like what it is that we wanted to do. There's like some things like that happened like surrounding like North Texas. Part of that was like the coaching change. Um, uh, happened going into the second semester of my freshman year. And in the summer, just like felt like the best decision was to like enter the portal. And I actually had no idea what I was going to do or where I was going to go. But so funny story, like I entered the portal. I didn't announce like you. I don't know if you like see my media, but I didn't post anything regarding the portal. Like if you check Twitter or anything like that, I didn't post a single thing. I just entered the portal. At the back of my mind, I was like, I feel like Rice is gonna hit me up. I didn't know though, like, and I didn't
Yeah.
contact coaches. I didn't contact anybody like regarding to Rice. Of course, I had friends there and everything, or like people that I knew like previously being committed there and like from high school and everything. But
Yeah.
I didn't know at all. So I entered the portal and literally like the next day, like Rice hit me up, and that was the school that I wanted to go to. Like truth be told, like if I would say if I could like if I was back in that same situation and let's say I had like a bunch of O's and like I had announced it and I let myself actually truly be like recruited like while I was in the portal, I still would choose Rice, just
Yeah.
because the academically, and then like now, like where we're heading, like football wise and everything, it's just like
Oh
a great
yeah.
place.
Yeah. Right. So I mean it all worked out in the end. It really like you went to North Texas, but you ended up where you wanted. And yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit, like where the program is heading, but it's definitely headed in a good direction. I guess we can talk about that right now. Like last year, you guys had a bowl appearance, you had a good season. So like where do you think like the team's going to be for this upcoming season? Like what do you expect out of the Owls?
I expect big things out of us just because like the amount of work that we put in like this off season, and or really starting from like um January all the way up until now, and like with fall camp coming up, we really grinded, and we've set a goal for us. Like we've set the goal for us, which is to be, compete for that championship in the American Conference. And like the work that we're putting in, like that's the type of work that we're putting in is for that goal. We got like a lot of like veterans, and like the team from last year, we have our core, good amount of like a lot of returning starters, and like people that contributed a lot. Um, but it's also mixed in with like people that are hungry, that like the coaches have like brought in, who's trying to like contribute and like make an impact on the team this year. So it's gonna be pretty good. And like of course we got great coaches. That's one thing for sure. Like we got a lot of good coaches. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, like we're just gonna build off of last year, and like our expectation is to compete for the American Championship for sure.
Yeah. And well, you were talking about like some of the like talent you guys have, and you've played with some pretty cool people, and going to this year, like you guys got EJ Warner who transferred in, Kurt Warner's son. You play with Gabe Taylor, Sean Taylor's younger brother, and then last year Luke McCaffery on the team, obviously Christian's brother. So like some cool connections that some of the guys on the team have.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty Luke, I'm pretty cool with Luke. Me and Luke, are one of the connections between me and Luke. We both intern like as a ticket sales representative for like the for Rice Athletics. So we kind of like talk about that and joke about that. But now Luke, but the thing is with them, they're all super down to earth. Like you like EJ, Gabe, and Luke, like you'll never hear anything about them like uh really talking about like their family. Honestly, it'll be people that talk about it to them, like but they'll never, because some people, when they have like connections like that, it could, I mean, like it could get to their, not really gets to their head, it's their family, but let it like, I really don't know the word, but
I know what
they're
you
just
mean though, like
really
look kind
great
of
people.
brag about it maybe or yeah.
Exactly. They're really down to earth. EJ super duper down to earth. You wouldn't know who his dad is from the way he acts, but yeah. Uh, Luke too. Luke is the exact same way, and so is Gabe. Gabe is funny, a clown, but yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so like if you bumped into those guys on like the side of the street and you didn't know who they were, like you just think they're regular dudes.
Exactly, for sure.
Yeah. That's
Also have
cool.
Aaron Walker is half Mahomes, half brother, so
Oh, really?
Aaron
Yeah.
Mahomes. He came
Yeah,
from
you guys got all kinds of connections. That's kind of cool though. So, and then you made your debut against SMU last year. So like before the game, did you know that you were gonna get in? Did like the coaches tell you ahead of time?
no, no, dude.
Were you
That's
nervous?
how it is. You just have to be like ready.
Yeah.
Just have ready. But no, I didn't. I know it was cool. It was a cool experience. It was like for really like one play, but it was finally good. Finally, making my debut and everything. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's a good surprise, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah. And they ended up getting in a few more games after that too, right?
yeah, I ended up playing like the rest of the season. Especially the last game, the ball game. That's the most stretch I got, and that was back home in Dallas. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. And you have like big goals for yourself for this like upcoming season?
Yeah, definitely. Of course, I like everybody else, trying to push to be a starter.
Yeah.
Above all else, like want to contribute to like the team, and then like any way I can, because we all got the same goal to win a championship, and then like everybody eats whenever that happens. So however I
Right.
can right now, especially being a young guy and everything, um, however I can contribute to the team this season, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I got you. So the way I like thought about asking you to come on the podcast is I was looking at one of those articles or whatever, the best names in college football, and I was like, I should send some messages to some of these guys. And I sent out a few. You answered me like pretty quick. And I was like, oh, this is sweet. So like what do you think about like all those lists? Like do you think it's pretty cool to be on, some of those lists?
I think it's cool. I think it's funny. The comments be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, especially when it first came out. Uh, it's the comments. The comments that gets me are like, he should name his kid like this name and that name, and like one of them is like name his daughter Avela or his son this and that, and that'd be cracking me up. But yeah, it's pretty cool getting recognized for that. And no, like people be like, his parents knew what they were doing. No, they didn't. Like they just named him
Yeah.
mom, and then
Yeah.
like I even growing up, I was always called like, I would be called Mo, but nobody really put it together until I don't know, probably like my senior year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, mobility, like that's pretty sweet. Some of the other ones on there, they're pretty cool too. Like I don't know, there's that guy's General Booty or some of these guys.
Big Page and everybody, yeah, those are good.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's fun though. Yeah, definitely cool. So like if you had to give piece of advice to like young cornerbacks, junior, senior in high school or something, like how they could like kind of like give themselves like an extra like something you wish somebody would have told you, maybe helping their recruiting, how to grow their game. Like, well, what piece of advice would you give to a young corner?
Uh Man, really like taking like every bit of coaching that you can, because taking that's number one for sure. Taking every bit of coaching you can, and like you don't really realize it until like as you like go through the ranks, or go through like the levels of football. But film is like very very important. It'll really take your game to the next level. So like if you can get started on that early and get started to like just used to watching film a lot, because the more you know, the like it'll help you play faster. It'll help you it'll help like give coaches more confidence in you. Uh like people tell you to watch film, but like it's really you can't ever watch enough. So I would say really just that's the biggest thing. Of course, you always gonna work on your skills and everything. You always be on the field, so like you're always running, probably doing drill work, and like that's good and all, but you ain't gonna be like sometimes like the quarterback and the receivers, they're gonna know where they're going before the play starts, and you don't.
Yeah,
So like if they come out in like a formation, they come out in a certain formation, you see a certain stem, boom, now you know like where they're also gonna go. And that just gives you like another advantage, or takes away that disadvantage that you had prior to, the play starting and everything. So I would say film is like the biggest thing. And just like the last thing is like every rep, especially as a corner, every rep, whether it's a good play or bad play, reset and lock in for the next rep. Like, but you got like manually like tell yourself, okay, I need to lock in for the next rep. Yeah, that's those are the three things that I feel like are biggest thing at corner.
yeah. I feel like that's something that people don't talk about like enough or like a lot is like the watching film. I feel like it's always like, oh, you gotta get hit the weights, you gotta work on your speed and all that, but like people don't really talk about the like studying the playbook and watching film and all that stuff, like how important it is.
Super important, especially if you want to get on. The sooner you want to get on the field, the you better be on like locked in on film.
Yeah. So you're talking about, like you being a corner, you got to be ready to reset. And I don't know, that just made me think, Luke was a wide receiver. and you're a corner. Did you guys go up against each other in practice many
Yeah,
times or
yeah, we did. We did. We went up against each other a couple times. Definitely had some good battles for sure.
yeah,
Uh,
who won more battles, him or you?
I'm gonna say me. I'm gonna say,
Yeah. Yeah,
you're
locking up Luke McCaffery.
like I'm gonna say me. That's just how I feel. But Luke,
Yeah.
he's a dog at the end of the day. He's one of the best receivers I've ever seen. Like, and I
Yeah.
know I'll be telling everybody, Luke is gonna be. I believe he's gonna be like 1,000-yard receiver in the league, just because like how smart he is, and like his ability to kind of understand like how to get open, and he
Yeah.
got strong hands. Like I think playing for him, playing quarterback, help. Quarterback playing quarterback helps him. Like he has a good
Yeah.
connect quarterbacks and everything. Like I said, great hands. So Luke is gonna be great. But of course, I'm not gonna say he got the better. I,
I feel like he could kind of be like a Debo kind of guy because he can run too, so you can throw him in as like a running back and you'll kind of like mess with the other team, be like that kind of versatile all around offensive player, kind of like. And I feel like that's one of the things that makes Debo so dangerous for the 49ers. So like he could be a similar type player to that.
I think that's what they want to do with him too. He can do everything. Honestly,
Yeah. So you're saying we got to pick up Luke on fantasy on
I,
yeah.
I, th- I think he's gonna. Especially depending on the league. I play fantasy too. I'm actually if you got a fantasy league, I'd join it. I'm actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I think I've 5 chips in like 4 years. But
Yeah.
hey, but Luke, especially because I think he's the type of he's gonna have a lot of catches. That's what I feel like. So depending on the
Yeah. Hey,
league,
well, you'd know
point,
better than some of us. I mean, you played against him, you played with him, you got the inside information.
yeah, he's a dog. He's gonna be like the quarterback's best friend too.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. So we'll be watching. I mean, and too, I mean, like you look at his family, obviously his like dad and brothers and stuff, like they're all athletes. Like they're all, I mean, it's in the blood. Like I mean, you see that. Same thing with the other guys we were talking about. Like you got a little God-given talent there, a little extra.
Heck, I didn't know he was that fast, but
Yeah.
that combine, I was like, whoa, okay, yeah. You see him on the field, and he gets his separation, but it's like, wow, he was actually fast. Like,
Yeah. You're pretty fast too though. You're track star in high school.
I'm pretty fast. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Do you think that's important? Like for kids to play more than one sport, like guys, corners, receivers, like run track, work on that speed, do stuff like that?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Like the younger you are, the more sports you should play. Just to get because like every sport can like help you in some way. Like soccer, I didn't do all this, but like it's stuff that I talk to my coach about and see soccer can like help you with soccer will help you with footwork. Baseball can help you with like hand-eye coordination. Basketball, jump in and being able to
Yeah.
go directions and everything, and then you do all that and you transfer to football. Football is like one sport that incorporates all of those skills.
Yeah.
So it's definitely important to engage in all those sports like early on and whenever you and yeah track and then when you get older or even when you're younger track is huge too because that yeah speed is one of the most important things that you need to be able to play at the next level for sure.
Yeah. Well, especially when you get D1. Like, I mean, everybody's crazy fast. Yeah. So growing up, who was your favorite athlete? Or I guess, who's your favorite athlete right now? I mean,
It's LeBron.
yeah.
LeBron James.
Always,
That's
always.
always been LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron's
So if
uh
you could ask like one athlete, like you could sit on a bench with one athlete for an hour and just pick their brain, it'd be LeBron. Just like ask him questions.
uh probably not. It'd probably be a corner.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it'll probably be a corner in the league. Like if I'm gonna pick their brain, I love to have like a conversation with like LeBron and a bunch of other athletes. Like I'm a sports junkie, like
yeah,
for athlete overall, but I got boxing, tennis, basketball, hockey. not necessarily not a. I mean, not a big soccer guy, but I'm like soccer too, kind of. But
Yeah.
track and field, big track and field guy, and baseball too. I like watching all sports. So I'm a sports junkie, football junkies. But LeBron is my favorite athlete. Um, if I had to pick one athlete, if I had to pick one person, brain to pick, I can't pick one part. I mean, I guess I could say LeBron just to talk to him, about like his life and everything.
Yeah.
But it'd probably be a corner in the NFL, like to where I could get like information and things from them, like little tools and little details that could help my game.
Yeah. Talk to Sauce Gardner, pick his brain a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you said you're a sports junkie. Like, you excited for the Olympics? I mean, those opening ceremony today, you were talking about tennis and track and all this stuff. I mean, like, that's the best time to watch that. You got the best athletes in the world going at it.
Sure. Can't wait to watch, especially like the track and field. Um, yeah, I got my winners. I got my well, yeah, I got my winners for the races too already. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah, no, I like watching track. It's fun.
Fun. Think think Noah Lyles wins the 100 and 200.
Yeah.
Uh, I think what's his name? Flamingo. Grant Holloway wins the 110s. Gabby
Yeah.
Thomas. Gabby Thomas the 200. I'm gonna go with Sharika, women's 100. Um, the thing Moo 800 that hurts. Like you seen that she was eliminated during the
Yeah. In the
yeah
trials.
yeah. You know Sydney's gonna win the 400 hurdles.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Raj Benjamin. Over uh, the the world record holder this year. I think he finally gets over the hump.
Yeah.
Uh, and the 400 meters. I don't know. I want to go Michael Norman, but I'm not gonna go with him. Yeah, I don't know. I got to see about the 400, but yeah, can't wait for the Olympics for sure.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's definitely fun, especially like track is like one of those sports that like doesn't get the spotlight. It gets, I don't know. I mean, I'll turn on like the NCAA like finals when those are on. I'll watch those, but I mean, most people don't. Most people don't watch track on TV, but I mean, I think it's great. These people are lightning fast, and I mean, the hurdlers, their form is so perfect. Oh, like it's crazy.
It is crazy. I hurdled, so
Yeah,
when I watch, like man, like
yeah,
the amount of just work and strain on like their body to be able to they have to rep that over and over and over again. Especially like 400 hurdlers. Like man, when I did the 400 hurdles, practicing for that was the hardest thing ever. I,
it's horrible.
I don't think it's another race harder than like 400 hurdles.
No, yeah, I did hurdles my senior year and I loved it. I mean, it was fun. I wish I would have like done it earlier because I just started out like running distance and then I was like, man, this isn't for me. I'm tall enough. Like the coaches needed hurdlers, so I was like, I'm gonna try hurdling, and I loved it. But yeah,
Yeah,
training for those is just it's brutal because I mean you've got to go all out speed and you're jumping over something. Like the 400 is hard enough by itself, but then you add in hurdles and it's just man, it's brutal.
yeah, exactly.
We only did 300 hurdles though. I don't know why, but
In high school,
yeah,
it is 300 hurdles.
it's
Like when you're, um, like Texas, what is it, UIL and everything. But AAU, you do 400 hurdles at AAU.
yeah. I always hated the days when coach would say like, all right, we're gonna do like 8 to 10, like 300 hurdles, like back to back to back. And I was like, man, that's brutal.
That's brutal.
Yeah, by that like fifth one, I mean, you're just dragging. You're just trying to get through them.
Trying to not throw up, just
Yeah.
cramping.
Yeah, it's definitely the hardest race in track, like the 3 or 400 hurdles, whether you're in high school or whether you're in college or like the Olympic. I think it's the hardest race.
Yeah, I agree.
It's brutal. Well, why don't we end the episode like what's your like best football memory? Like just like looking at your whole football career. What's your best memory?
Uh, Man, best memory. Uh, yeah, that's hard. I have a lot. It's a lot of good memories. A lot of them are like one of the best thing about football is just like being surrounded by like your teammates and everything, and just like the locker room. Like it's mainly like the locker room memory. Like your if
Yeah.
you locker room memories are usually the best. I'll say the game itself was not a good memory, but I'm going to say when this was like the most my friends and family came out. It was the bowl game last year.
Yeah.
In Dallas. It was actually just like 10 minutes from my house, um, in North Dallas. So so many of my friends and family were able to like come to the game, and I was able to see them and everything before and after, um, and like it was finally cool. And then I played a lot in that game, and it was pretty cool for them, especially my mom, to see me out there and everything, even though she didn't necessarily like really understand what was going on. Knew I was there. She knew I was in there, and then she sees
Yeah.
like she watched the video. She was like, "Yes, I seen you." Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, the game itself wasn't the best. I say, yeah, my friends and family being there, watching me and like the team play in Dallas in my hometown. Everything was a great experience for sure.
Yeah, right. You get to share the bowl game with your family like that. Like, yeah, obviously you want to win, but like friends and family mean more than anything. So like to share it with them, I mean that's awesome.
Saying, yeah,
Now you guys just got to go out there and make another bowl game and win it.
you gotta win every game, make the
Yeah,
ball game too.
yeah.
That's our
Well,
goal.
be watching out for the for Rice this year.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I enjoyed it.
No problem, man. I enjoyed it too. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned for more episodes soon.